Welcome to our channel, Preppers. Today we're diving into the essentials of shielding yourself from an EMP attack. An electromagnetic pulse, or EMP, is like a silent storm, invisible, swift, and devastating to our modern way of life. If the grid goes down, are you prepared to survive? We're talking about going back to basics, relying on our instincts and resourcefulness. Let's get started. Out in the wild, I've learned that the simplest solutions are often the most effective. When it comes to EMPs, it's all about creating a barrier, a shield for your essential electronics. That's where the Faraday cage comes in. Picture this, a simple metal box like an ammo can lined with non-conductive material like cardboard. It's like building a fortress for your electronics, protecting them from the invisible enemy, the EMP surge. It's about understanding the basics of conductivity, the flow of energy. The metal cage acts like a net, catching the EMP wave and redirecting it to the ground, keeping your valuable electronics safe inside. Remember, in a survival situation, knowledge is power, and a Faraday cage is your first line of defense. We've covered your smaller electronics, but what about the big guns, your home and vehicle? An EMP shield acts as a larger Faraday cage designed to protect your entire house or car from an EMP's devastating effects. Think of it as creating a safe zone, a haven where you can maintain some semblance of normalcy in the face of chaos. These shields can be installed to act like surge protectors for your entire electrical system. It's like preparing for a storm, reinforcing your shelter against the onslaught of the elements, but in this case, it's an invisible enemy. It might seem extreme, but in a true survival situation, every advantage counts. In the wild, I've learned to adapt, to find alternative ways to survive. The same goes for an EMP event. When the grid goes down, you need a lifeline, a way to power essential devices. That's where backup power comes in. A hand crank generator, solar panels, these become your lifeline, providing the juice to keep your essential electronics running. It's about being resourceful, utilizing the power of nature or good old-fashioned elbow grease. Remember, in a grid-down scenario, your ability to generate power could be the difference between comfort and chaos. Chapter 4. Non-electronic tools, the analog advantage. You know, we rely so heavily on technology these days that it's easy to forget the beauty of simplicity. In a post-EMP world, it's your non-electronic tools that will make all the difference. A good axe, a sturdy knife, these are your trusted companions. They don't need batteries, they don't rely on satellites, they just work. It's about rediscovering the skills of our ancestors, learning to chop wood, build a fire, and purify water without the aid of modern gadgets. Remember, the simpler the tool, the less likely it is to fail you when you need it most. Chapter 5. Communication devices. Staying connected in silence. In the wilderness, communication can be the difference between life and death. In an EMP situation, it's about staying connected when the rest of the world goes silent. Forget your smartphone, forget the internet. We're talking about two-way radios, ham radios, devices that rely on different wavelengths. It's about establishing a network, a lifeline to the outside world, a way to gather information and coordinate with loved ones. Remember, in a crisis, information is king, and your ability to communicate could be invaluable. Out in the wild, I've learned that hunger is a distraction you can't afford. In an EMP scenario, your food and water stockpile becomes your lifeline. We're talking about having enough non-perishable food and water to last you and your family for weeks, if not months. It's about planning for the worst, knowing that you might not have access to grocery stores or clean water for an indefinite period. Remember, prepping isn't about panicking, it's about being prepared, and having a well-stocked pantry is paramount to your survival. In the wild, injuries are par for the course. In a post-EMP world, a well-stocked first aid kit becomes your personal field medic. We're not just talking bandages and antiseptic, we're talking about a comprehensive kit that can handle everything from minor cuts to major trauma. It's about being your own first responder, having the knowledge and the tools to treat yourself and your loved ones when medical help might be out of reach. Remember, your ability to react swiftly and efficiently in a medical emergency could be the difference between a quick recovery and a long road to recovery. Thanks for watching, Preppers. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe for more survival tips. Stay prepared. Remember, preparing for an EMP attack isn't about living in fear. It's about taking control, about being resourceful and resilient. It's about having the knowledge and the tools to protect yourself and your loved ones when the unexpected happens. So stay informed, stay prepared, and most importantly, stay strong.